Alright YouTube, what is happening? We got a new knife today. We're doing a review on the Tops Mini Scandi folder. This is their second folder they've ever done. Actually, technically not true. They did the Mill Spy a long time ago. But that wasn't made by Tops, and neither is this one. So that's an interesting fact there. But they've just recently released the Tops Bob folder, which is actually made in the USA, in Idaho by Tops. This particular knife is made in Italy by Mazarin Knives. Has N690 steel, and it's a folder variation of their Mini Scandi fixed blade, which is a great little fixed blade. I've had one myself. So let's go ahead and go over the basic specs and things. But first, you get this nice Tops Knives box. You can see right here that they don't hide who the manufacturer is. It says Mazarin, which is nice because so many companies are so weird about that sometimes. And then it actually came with this HP 100 knife oil, rust and corrosion protection. So oddly that they did that on this knife, with N690 being a pretty highly stainless steel. It's pretty, I think it's up there on the corrosion scale as far as, you know, how stainless it is. So kind of interesting they gave you that oil. It's not like it's 1095 where it's going to rust or anything. So anyway, a cool interesting folder. I love micarta. Guys, I'm a big micarta fan, and you don't see very many folding knives with micarta, and I wish you would. You see it a lot in the traditional knife world, but not in the modern knife. So it's nice to see a nice micarta handle. Now, it is a pretty thick handle, over a ½ inch thick. Let's get out the calipers here and find out exactly. So it's just a little over 0.528 inches thick in the handle. So a little thicker than I like, but it's a very comfortable handle. And it has great ergonomics, so that actually helps quite a bit. And when I roll in some cut tests here in a minute, you'll see what I mean. It was very comfortable to cut and to use. You know, when you're getting into wood, and I did slice some apple, I did some cardboard, and it was very comfortable in the hand. There wasn't any hot spots anywhere. And the action is on bearings, so it is a flipper. And you can see it has a good flipping action. Now the first one I handled, I got this from Blade Ops. Shout out to Blade Ops. I'll put a link in the description to their store. The first one I handled did not flip very well at all. I mean, it flipped, but it was very weak detent. This is a much better detent, much better flipper. It's very smooth. Flies out of there just right. Has a nice deep carry pocket clip. Let's get our little thing out here and demonstrate that clip real quick. So it's pretty deep carry. You still have a little bit of knife hanging out, which I like, but it mostly is hidden by the clip. And the clip works and functions really well. It's got nice retention. It's easy to get on off the pants. So I definitely like the pocket clip on this one quite a bit. It has a stainless steel liner, so it is a stainless steel liner lock, not a frame locker or titanium. It is stainless steel. Stainless steel hardware. You have a couple standoffs here. Your weight on this guy is 3.4 ounces, which isn't bad. Your blade length is going to be right around 3 inches, maybe a little longer. Total blade length is about 3.5. That's including all the way down to the flipper. Your cutting edge is almost exactly 3 inches, and it does have a little bit of a sharpening across over there. Not a lot. You have a very thin behind the edge knife here. And that has a lot to do with the type of grind here. You have a modified Scandi grind. It's not a true Scandi. It does have a secondary bevel, like most Tops knives, like the Tops Bob and the other Scandi grind knives. But it's very, very thinly ground, which is nice. So this knife is an excellent slicer. When I roll in the footage for the apples, it is very, very good. I'm measuring at 0.170 behind that secondary bevel. So it's a very thinly ground knife, which, you know, that's the advantage of, you can see I've used this quite a bit, of this type of grind. So slices and dices very nicely. Let's go ahead and roll in some of that footage, actually, and we'll wrap up the video. Stay tuned. Next up, we got the Tops Mini Scandi folder. This has got a modified Scandi grind. It's got a secondary bevel, so it's not a true Scandi. But yeah. It should be Yeah, look at that. We'll get that skin off with ease. So this is pretty thin, or pretty good slicer. Cuts well. See, this is going to be different for your thinnest behind your edge because you have such a small secondary bevel. But it's like 0.0195 behind that secondary bevel. Now, true Scandi, yeah, that's thin. So very thinly ground on this one. Yeah, so if you want your knife to be able to peel an apple with ease, that's a great choice for that. Just out of curiosity, let's get a true Scandi ground knife. Since there is no secondary bevel, I'm curious. Yeah, 0.016 on the more Garberg. Is it the Garberg? Cansbowl. Those are true Scandi grinds. And the Cold Steel Fin Hawk. .022. That's quite a bit thicker. So this is even thinner than a full Scandi ground Fin Wolf. Interesting. So you got a very good, nice thin edge on this guy. Came really sharp out of the box. And as you can see here, it slices pretty dang well. And we're getting the skin off that easy. So I know a lot of people are big fans of traditional knives because traditional knife, I mean, it's getting pretty thin slices of apple there. That's good stuff. So I think the mini Scandi is definitely a good slicer and good for everyday EDC tasks. N690 is a pretty stain resistant steel as well, so it'd be good for food prep and things of that nature. That's what we're doing here. So just wanted to try out a few knives, or excuse me, I'm doing a few knives at once, but I'm going to put them in different videos, but test out how well they slice an apple. Just a, you know, an everyday thing you might want to do.
That would do. into it good. That was pretty soft wood too. Let's try taking out some of this. Biting that wood pretty good, and it's not the best, not really, I guess I'm trying to make feathers, not the best at it. My technique probably needs work, but it just gives me an idea how the knife feels in hand. It's got a nice handle. It's a little wider than I used to, but I think for this kind of work, it's good.
Can it strike a fire steel? Doubtful. Yeah, so I figured the spine is not sharp. Worth a shot. Alright, so you can see it slices apples very well. It does really good with cardboard. It did pretty good on the wood. It was kind of at a weird angle I was doing things at. So take that with a grain of salt. I feel like it would be a good outdoor folder. But I really feel this is just a better as an everyday carry knife, just an EDC knife. I think it does really well in a lot of aspects. I forgot when I did it earlier to give you the handle measurement. So you're looking at about a 4-inch handle. Yeah, just about a 4-inch handle. So it is a good size knife. It's not too small, but not too big. Here is a Benchmade 940 size comparison. Well, it looks like we have a few Benchmades in here. Benchmade Mini Crooked River. A little bit smaller. This is the Stat Gear Asus. It's kind of a bigger knife. Also micarta though. I'm a sucker for micarta. And let's do the ZT393. So you can see it's a smaller knife, but not too small. About a 4-inch handle, about 3-inch blade. So it doesn't feel small in the hand. It has plenty of handle for me. You can see I've got a lot of handle left over even there. So it's got a nice, really good, comfortable, nice ergonomics, really good. You got some nice jimping right here that when using it and when you're cutting it really locks your thumb in, but it's not overly aggressive. It's not quite aggressive enough, but not overly aggressive either. So it could be a little bit more aggressive, but it works well. The liner lock disengage is just fine. The flipping action is great. After use of the lockup's still solid, no blade play, no side-to-side movement. So I think Tops has a winner on their hands here, guys. This is roughly $105 what I paid for it, which, N690 is not like some top-end steel, but it's not a bad steel by any means. Probably comparable to VG10, I would say, in that area. And you're getting nice micarta handles. You're getting a nice bearing flipper. I mean, it is made in Italy, but $100, it's not a bad deal. I mean, not at all. I've seen, a lot of other knives, not as nice as this, go for this much money. So I think Tops did a really good job on this design. The bob folder never interested me because it was huge. It was like the size of the bob. When you unfolded the knife, it was literally the fixed blade, and I was like, why do you want a folding fixed blade? Just carry the fixed blade. Now, if you want a folding knife that can do outdoors activities and things, this is a good option. But I think it really excels as an EDC folder more than anything. I think, for food prep, for everyday carry tasks, you're going to encounter, I think this is going to be a great, it's just bugging me to have that dirty. I might have to take some alcohol to it. But overall, I like it. I think it's a solid knife. It carries nice in the pocket. It's kind of deep. It's a little bit wider than I would like, but that's not bad. It gives you nice comfort in the handle when you're actually using the knife quite a bit. I don't care about the Scandi grind that much. Like, it's not, in an EDC knife, it's not something you really need. But because it has that secondary bevel, it's, and it's so thinly ground, it makes it actually really nice for a lot of cutting tasks. So be interested to see if more companies do something similar where they do kind of a modified Scandi grind on their folding knives, because it really does give you a nice acute fine edge, and it really cuts very well. So that's what knives are designed to do. So for an EDC knife, I think it's a good choice, guys, and it's right around $100. It's a pretty good value. Mazarin is a good manufacturer. I wouldn't say they're the top at all in Italy, but they're not bad. I do find it interesting that Topps chose to go with an Italian manufacturer over like someone like a OEM in China like Wii or something like that. But you know, I think they did a good job executing this design, and it'll be interesting to see if they do more folders overseas in Italy in the future. So I hope they do, because I like this. I've always liked this fixed blade. I've always liked this design. I like the nice micarta handles, the nice micarta. I already said that. Good ergonomics, nice flipping action. So overall, a very solid knife for the money, guys. I think I definitely give this one a recommendation. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.